We're here at the top of the mountain, and it's time that we, well, sort some cars. We gotta do some sorting this time around. What's up, guys? Shadow Steel here. Welcome back to Railroads Online. And today we are doing some just general sorting and servicing of the locomotives here. Not much. We'll have to go over to the oil refinery over here shortly, but for now, let's get things sorted. And hope to God that we can do things here. So I've got one locomotive filled up with water and turned around, and the other one's filling up with water right now. Got a switcher over on the other side of the coaling tipple over here. So I'll take care of these locomotives here in a second. But yeah, so when I got here, at the last video, right after I ended the recording, I hurriedly jumped into the cab of the locomotive and slammed the brakes on right as it was getting up to the loading tracks here. It derailed off camera, so I had to re-rail everything. Thankfully, it was only like a couple cars, really. I think it was actually only the flat cars that derailed, so I actually had to just re-rail those. Oh no, it wasn't just the flat cars, it was a handful of the gondolas too. But I re-railed those, and I knew from the very beginning we were going to need to resort them anyway. So I'm just going to do that regardless. So, yeah, water's full. There we go, buddy. Come on, get the tower up. I personally like these water towers. They're nice. Okay, we got that done. How much coal's in the tip? We got enough. We won't need to fill it up just yet. I think both locomotives are actually pretty good on their coal, if I'm not mistaken. How's your coal? Yeah, you're about the same. Good. So I got a couple comments I want to kind of discuss here. One of which was on the last Railroads Online video. Somebody actually mentioned that I'm wasting fuel on just leaving the reverser and the throttle up at 100. And granted, I knew that. I did know that the reverser and throttle. This has been something that's been brought up a few times in the comments. That the reverser and the throttle does actually have an effect on how the locomotive operates. It's actually pretty interesting. It's a little unknown feature, if you will, but the faster you go, and the faster you go, you can actually turn down, pull back the Johnson bar, or the reverser in this case, and it will cause the locomotive to go faster and faster, and in turn, it will allow it to use less fuel. The only reason I never did that in the video, or the episode, was because I could not figure out, I was not sure how strong, how much weight I was pulling behind me, to the point where, because we were on the 4%, you saw that the entire time, towards the end of the video when we were climbing the 4%, locomotives were struggling, so I couldn't take it out of 100%, regardless, so. Then there was another comment that I was mentioned on Derail Valley, my last Derail Valley video, which was posted a couple days ago, and that was so you're going to be a DRV channel, I think, something like that. It's something about Derail Valley, and well, I've always had a rotation of games, and that's something I don't think everybody knows exactly about the channel. I have a rotation of various games that I play on the channel, not the least of which is Railroads Online, obviously, and Railworks, or Train Sim Classic. I play those two games consistently, both on Saturdays and Sundays, and that gets a consistent amount of viewership. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I kind of rotate around different games, and Lord knows that it's been kind of this particular week has been kind of weird with view counts. I did Train Sim World on Tuesday and Derail Valley on Thursday, both of which never cracked 100 views. I'm okay, well, that's interesting. Because the last couple of videos in the same categories were actually very well, highly viewed videos, at least on the hundreds. Well, not Train Sim World. Train Sim World has never really done all that well on the channel, which is kind of a shame. It's a nice game in terms of its looks, but it just doesn't have the, I guess it's just not interesting enough, I guess. But yeah, there's that. Alright. So, what we're going to be doing is we're gonna be sorting cars here, and I'm gonna take the caboose off the train first. Actually, no way. We'll take the clink. There we go. We're gonna take the caboose. We're gonna take the last couple of cars here off the train. The plan is to organize this so it's not gonna fall apart on me on the way back down. Because we need to take these back to the main yard. What the hell? Did it just recouple? Did you recouple? Yeah, you did. No, you didn't. Never mind. Okay. So we're going to be taking down almost every car out of here, essentially. And I think what we're going to have to also do is take the tank cars and I think the box car over to the... I'm not sure yet, honestly. I didn't check on how much tools we used, but I don't think we used enough to actually warrant actually taking a box car of tools up here. Yeah, Train Sim World, back to that a little bit. It's one of those games that I do like operating every now and again. I don't mind, but I think it's because I'm mainly using the timetable mode rather than the scenarios. Because literally the last episode I did with Thomas the Tank Engine on Train Sim World, that's probably also a double factor. That's kind of the other reason that it probably just did not do well, is because it was Thomas the Tank Engine and my audience is probably not children. But it was one of those situations where I've never really played a proper scenario in Train Sim World. Well, not for a long time. I used to play them every now and again because, you know, they were like, it was something that I could, like, that had a narrative in it or something like that. Nowadays, it's basically just drive a train, get to point A to point B and all this kind of stuff, and that's it. That was kind of the whole thing. So I think that's one of the big reasons that Train Sim World doesn't get a lot of views. The other factor is the fact that the other thing that I would point to that that's probably like leading to that downturn in viewership. And granted, I'm not complaining too much. It sounds like it is, but like, I'm not bothered by nobody watching my content. Again, I started this channel in 2015 with very little in terms of views. I have now over 13. I have 1,361 subscribers as of right now. Well, technically 1,360 subscribers as of right now. I had 1,361 subscribers the other day, and somebody just unsubscribed. I guess because they were not, because they just didn't watch my content anymore, which is fine. But it's one of those things where it's like, I grew this channel from nothing, and I'm like, I'm not monetizing it. This has always been a hobby more than anything. So I was never bothered by when somebody unsubscribes to the channel. It's like, yeah, so what? I'm not bothered by it. This is not something. What the hell? Oh right, I didn't have pipes on this train. Yeah, that's right, because we took off the pipe flats at the ironworks in the southern region. But yeah, like I don't monetize my channel on purpose, and that leads me to kind of like look at the channels more as a hobby than anything. The fact that these last 2 weeks have been full of content, like I've had 2 weeks full of content, and it's just like, okay, whatever. And I'm gonna try to some extent to do a little bit more in terms of the content side of things, because I do enjoy playing these games, but I also have a lot of other projects on hand that I've been doing lately. I'm just tying down every handbrake, why not? But like, so the idea of just the making content to monetize it, like I've never been a fan of the idea of like YouTube being a career option. I've never really been a fan of it. If you can do it, then good on you, but there are so few channels that I've come across over the years that legit make YouTube videos as a career and are actually good. I think the only two examples I can come up off the top of my head are literally Heist, the YouTuber that I use his music from the Railroads Online soundtrack on these videos. So that's one YouTuber that I go to that makes some good content that is like he's monetized his content and everything. But the other one is technically the Unlucky Tug and his Thomas content. And Lord knows that is difficult to do, especially with the Thomas franchise. Mattel, not to beat a dead horse, but Mattel has always been a company who's been very protective of the brand, to the point where they will like on one of the videos I was watching the other day of all the references to the model series in the CGI series. He literally said in the video, while like in the opening of the video, like it was a pain in the butt to get approved by the YouTube bot. I'm like, well, yeah, it's Mattel. They're going to be very strict on it. And I've run into that a little bit with copyright issues and whatnot on my channel. I think it's been a couple of years now. It was right before Greg Scholl passed away. So if you don't know, Greg Scholl was whoops, wrong button. There we go. Was a guy that did a lot of railroad documentaries, mostly of the preservation era. So the 80s and 90s were kind of his biggest claim to fame. And I have actually, no, not two. I think I got 5 of his videos on, one of which is on VHS. The other 2 are on DVD. The others are on DVD. But the VHS I have, which is Frisco 1522, it's just literally called Frisco 1522, has never been released on DVD. And years ago, before I even started YouTube, this was back when I was in middle school, I actually asked him, like, hey, is there any chance that this particular documentary can be brought back on DVD? I actually emailed them. And the guy, and Greg Scholl himself, so I actually got contacted by Greg Scholl twice before his death. This was one of them back in middle school when I asked about the VHS. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately we lost the masters. The masters were so damaged beyond the repair that we couldn't really recover the film and actually put it in like a good format. So a couple years go by, I go start shopping on getting stuff off eBay. And one of the things I get off eBay is an actual VHS copy of that very first, the Frisco 1522 VHS that I had. Now keep in mind that this video is available on YouTube now. It's on Diverging Clear's YouTube channel. And I'm so glad it's there. This is something that is like crucial to the 1522's history, because it really delves into the trips that they did over the Wisconsin Central, which there are very, very few videos of her on the Wisconsin Central. And that's kind of the thing that I was always like, I always had these distinct memories, because I had the VHS I got off eBay was the second one I got. I had the VHS before years ago. And when I finally got the VHS, I'm like, okay, maybe I can send this to Greg Scholl himself and he can convert it to DVD. And I think that's when I contacted him on email about the idea. It was like, yeah, unfortunately that won't work. We want a high quality. We want to stick with the high standards of quality and everything like that, which is fair. So fast forward about, oh God, this had to have been about 2020, 2021 now when I did this. It was before he passed away, obviously. But I ended up converting the VHS myself to digital. And I still have it on my computer. I still have the original conversion I did. And then as a quote preservation effort to preserve this VHS for everyone to see, I put it on YouTube. About a month after I did that, the Greg Scholl Video Productions channel, which I guess was managed by somebody else, because apparently there's like a group, one of the guys that it's behind, I think it's either Greg Scholl or somebody else that's managing that channel, not Greg Scholl himself, but they actually copyright claim the entire video, saying like, hey, this is our content, you can't do this. I'm like, well, that's fair. And yeah, I just like, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, now that's justified. after he passes away, I think a few years later after that, he the Virgin Claire starts uploading people start uploading old Greg Scholl Video Productions videos to YouTube, to the point where it's like most of them that are up there are like the ones that are out of print. The one I mainly see is that, well, actually the only one I see really is the Greg Scholl Video Productions of Frisco 1522. Aside from that, it is mostly in partnerships with other channels. What the? I can't get in the cab for some reason. What the hell? Get in there. Okay, thank you. So it's one of those things where, like, when you actually, like, the guy was very nice. When I ordered a couple DVDs, basically, when I ordered the Challenger Goes East and Santa's Challenger from him years later, he actually called my phone number. He called my cell phone because when I put in the address to ship it, it was not going through because he was using, I think he was using stamps.com. I think that's what he actually said to me. Like, stamps.com does not have your city that you listed on your postal address, but via the zip code, it has this city instead. And like, yeah, that's fine. That goes right through. That goes right into the house. Like, and it was one of those situations where it's like, when you actually look, he was just the nicest guy, especially when it came to his, like, when he came to all this stuff he made. I feel bad that I really am. I was always, when he had passed away, I'm like, that's rough. Like, it's like it was the first time. Like, he was a big part of my childhood. Those VHSs and DVDs were a big part of my childhood. So to hear that the guy behind him passed away, and he put everything into those VHS and DVDs, like, well, it's just kind of sad. So, looking back on it now, especially with how I, basically ripped the VHS, which was in terrible shape, by the way. The version I had was in such bad shape, it literally had these moments where it would just, like, scream at you because the audio was so janky. The magnetic strip on the tape was, like, not great and everything, so it literally had a moment. There were parts where it just would go burr, 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 like that. And like, okay, that's probably why that's probably something that he would not want on a final release of the DVD if he ever got it. If he ever, like, were converted. So it was one of those situations that, like, looking back on it now, it's like, yeah, that's fair. Like, he was 100% in his right. And because this was his job for God knows how long in his life, like, he has videos of Steam, like, he had collections of videos of railroads during the 1940s and 50s, and it's like, holy crap. Like, and it's from, like, I think it's from his friends and family, I guess, like that. But the idea that he was doing this on his own, like, this was a one-man band type situation where the production was like, okay, yeah, we and that was kind of one of the dumber things on my YouTube channel, was like, I posted that video up on my YouTube channel, and it's like, yeah, that's, looking back on it now, like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that in the first fucking place. So, when it comes to things like Mattel and the Thomas franchise, like, I'm always careful about this Thomas stuff. I actually had ideas for various stories in the Thomas franchise using various characters in other simulators. And it was like, but I always wanted to also use the music of the Thomas franchise to kind of give it that extra feel to it. But yeah, I don't want to, like, a Thomas YouTuber, like a Thomas franchise YouTuber has a really, really rough time with the franchise because not only is Mattel very protective, but the YouTube bot itself is just a piece of crap. Not to shit on the YouTube bot, because they can be helpful at times, kind of telling you, hey, this is a problem right here, you need to fix this. Like, yeah, alright, that'll be fine. But there are times where it just flags things that just don't make any sense. There was it was like about a couple months ago when I released Railroads Online, not Railroads Online, Railroader, a Railroader video where I derailed like within the first minute of the video, like within the first couple minutes of the video. And I'll link that in the end card if you guys want to watch it, because it's one of the funnier ones, because I literally start the video off, I run a locomotive off on the off to get turned around at the turntable, and then proceed to go do some switching with another locomotive, not paying attention, not realizing that the other locomotive is not in AI mode. So as a result, the locomotive ends up running into the turntable pit and then just derails, like it's zeroed. And I have to drag out two SD40s that I had out, and yeah, it's kind of a whole thing that ends up happening. But yeah, it's one of those like but when the so that was, but when I was after that derailment, I started dragging the locomotive around. I put in Amazing Grace from the Railroads Online soundtrack in one of the segments. And there's a segment of the video where I don't talk at all. I let the music play out a little bit, but it's long enough for the YouTube bot to say, "Hey, this is this song, and you can't use it." Like, what? And what's even funnier is that it's not even the right song. It's not even the exact. It's not even a song like the same song. It's not Amazing Grace from Railroads Online. It is from. I think I should look this up. I think it's like Here and There. Something like that. It's from a completely different band. I'm like, the hell are you talking about? This is not the same song. I actually asked Heist about this on his own Discord. Like, hey, this is a bit of a hey, you might want to be careful of this. And he's like, yeah, that's like, dispute it. It should be fine. And like, okay. And I thought about it. Like, I might as well dispute it. But like, one of the quirks with YouTube is if you lose a copyright dispute, your channel can get deleted. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I've had this channel for over 5 years, 6 years almost. Or actually more, 10 years. I've had this channel for 10 years. I started in 2015. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not risking my channel's deletion here. And besides, it was like a 10-second clip in the video. I don't talk in it regardless. So even if the YouTube video mutes itself, even if the video is muted by YouTube itself, it's like, okay, I don't talk at it, so it's like, that's fine. But yeah, it's like, it's just, when you actually look at it, like, YouTube's bot is weird. But you can say that about any bot. Any sort of, like, production, like, any sort of, like, internet, like, algorithm and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons, kind of looping back around to the beginning of this video, that's one of the reasons why I don't view YouTube as a legitimate career option. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, I could probably get some money from YouTube, but Lord knows that that's going to be a problem. Like, it's just one of those, like, I don't think, like, actually making it so that I have to, like, basically abide by a strict content guidelines setup when I myself am a freaking like, I'm literally, I curse up a storm left and right in a lot of my videos. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be getting money from any of these videos unless I censor the hell out of it. And I even did that survey, like a poll on my channel a long time ago. Well, actually, less than a year ago now. It's like probably about 6 months ago. Where I actually asked, like, hey, do you guys mind, like, would you guys prefer me to censor myself in videos, or would you like me to, like, just let it fly is one of the options? And like, yeah, everybody resoundingly said, yeah, let it fly, it's fine. And it's like, yeah, well, because the reason that poll came up in the first place back then was because I got a couple comments in a handful of videos by like, hey, kids are watching these videos, you should be mindful of what you say. I'm like, okay. Like, I wasn't upset. Like, I wasn't upset over the comment. I'm like, okay, why? I guess that's fair. And but like, it happened like a few times where people were like, hey, you probably, like, just be careful what you say, because you your children are watching something like that, like, yeah, that's fair. And I thought, like, well, why not give it a shot? I wanted to, and I kind of wanted to get I kind of wanted to mess around with censor whistles and whatnot, like Heist does. It's, again, my channel at this point has been heavily inspired by Heist over the years, because it's, and I've been a YouTube member. I've watched this channel for so long that stuff like Heist himself is a fun guy to like watch in terms of YouTube content, and I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with how much he's grown. I think he's actually on the way to. Honestly, I think it's 200,000 subscribers at this point. I'm not sure exactly, but he's got a bunch of subscribers. I would have to double check on this, but it's like something I can only dream of. And again, like, because of my sporadic uploads and whatnot, like, I'm not ever in a million years going to be able to release consistent videos where I make a profit. I'm not a content farm. I'm one guy. And Lord knows YouTube has had enough problems with content farms over the years. Sun's getting kind of low in the clouds there. Huh. Probably should turn on the light soon. But yeah, it's YouTube being a career option versus like an actual job, like working retail, working restaurant job, like that's kind of the thing. That I literally work retail on my day on the weekend, so I usually have to record a video on the weekday. We usually record videos on the weekdays, and because of that, it's like, well, it's off to this. Like, I get off work, I play a few games a little bit here and there, and then if I find the time to record, I'll just like, okay, might as well. So it's one of those things. Oh, we're auto-saving. Cool. But yeah, it's just the idea of YouTube careers and whatnot. Like, I've never been a true, like, that to me, it's not so much that it's like, to me, the whole issue is not the actual, like, YouTube, like, it's not a job type thing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I should mention that in the first place. YouTube can be a job. I mean, there are plenty of creators that have actually made production studios from YouTube content, like, from their humble beginnings as a YouTuber. So much so that some studios actually get jealous. I know that Warner Brothers got really took over Rooster Teeth for a while before they shut it down. But like, Rooster Teeth started off as a humble beginning, like a small project at the beginning, and then blew up to be this big studio network system that eventually got bought by Warner Brothers, and then was later shut down. That's kind of the dangers you run across with this kind of stuff. But it was one of those situations. It's like, many YouTube channels start off with humble beginnings and eventually blow up to be like this massive like conglomerate of studios and whatnot. Another big one is Glitch Productions and SMG4. That's like one or two guys working on a series of videos that just goof on the Mario franchise and whatnot. So and he's now got a big studio production system, to the point where he's actually making like several shows that are actually on Netflix and Amazon, like stuff like Has Been Hotel and God, what's the it's stuff like Has Been Hotel is like the big one that I know off the top of my head, but it's like, that is from the guy that was just basically making a YouTube channel off the top of it, was just making funny Mario edits very early on. Super Mario 64 edits, like when he was starting the channel. So it's one of those. So YouTube is a job. It can be a job. It can be. I'm not saying it can't be. My whole thing with why I feel like it, I personally don't want to have it as a job, is more for the fact that Lord knows I would not be able to handle the job myself. This is one of those things that, like, YouTube in general has always been a tough, like, very difficult, very, like, complicated in terms of what you need to do to make money. Which, granted, any job is like that. But with YouTube, you are your own manager. You are you're in charge of, like, getting the product out every day. You're not like the grunt on the battlefield that is just basically just doing what he can do to get, like, doing his routine tasks and, like, that'll be fine. We'll do that for now, and that kind of stuff. That's not what YouTube as a job is. YouTube is very much a career. Whoops! I slammed on the throttle there. So YouTube as a job, it's a legit job if you get to that point. But when you're starting off, it's like, it's more of a hobby, if anything. So, that's kind of my rambling notion of YouTube as a career and a job and everything like that, and the people I watch and everything. That's the long and short of it there. I got that sorted here. Alright. Sun's getting kind of low. What time is it? I need to check. Yep. There we go. What time? Oh, it's 4 in the evening. Or 5 in the evening. So we should be getting the sunset soon. Alright, come on. Get back. I got the boxcar. Do we have any tools at the refinery just yet? I think we don't. Well, actually, I think we do, actually. I hit the mic. That's going to catch on there. The mic is, like, right next to my mouse cursor, which is why you're probably hearing the clicking. But yeah, it's, right next to my hand. So I hit the mic when I tried to get back down, my hand back down to my mouse. And you're like, oh, well, that's going to be a problem. I really need to organize my desk a little bit so I actually have a place to put my things. I don't have a lot of room here. Well, I've been recording for 30 minutes. That's not too bad. We still need a lot more to do here. That's our fuel. Fuel's fine. Okay, we're gonna run around here. All right, we're gonna stop here. Thank you. Whew. Alright, so that's done. Switches, there we go. I'll pick up the rest of the tankers. Alright, here we go. And then I think I'll let the mogul take the train out. And we'll just take these cars back. We'll use the mogul and grab the cars out of here. I think the mogul's in the... No, it's not in the right direction. We have to turn it around. Oh, well. Actually, no. We'll just run tender first. It's fine. Unless it starts snowing. It depends. Alright, we're good. Let's get the moguls fired up here. Firewood. Throw it in there. 62. Not too bad. Get some more. Firewood. Put it back up there. Thank you. Let that run. It's already hooked in. Alright, we're good. How many cars? I think it's just the box cars left. So we'll take that out. So where do we drop this off, I wonder? That's full of tools. See? Question is where to drop it off. It's got 32 carloads of tools, right? Yeah, 32. Let me look at the map and check the refinery real quick, because that might be... I mean, I could drop them off at the station up there. I could do that. Let's see. Let's see. What do you need? Oh, you don't take tools. Okay, fair enough. I thought you took tools, but no, you take beams. Alright. Well, that's a shame. Alright, was there another place that took tools? Not this, for sure. Oh yeah, it's the oil wells. The oil wells for sure take tools, but where are they at? I forgot where I put them. Oh, they're up there. Right. The oil fields are up here. Did I drop anything off here? No, it has no tools up there. We'll just take that back. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I think this one has tools as well. Yes, you have a full thing of tools, so you're fine. We'll leave you alone. So we'll uncouple this, drag it onto the hoppers, and we'll be fine. The sun's coming down. Off we go. Oh, right, handbrake. Duh. I forgot there's handbrakes tied on this train. It's only on the last 3 cars, eh? There we go. Cars are unhooked, untied, and everything. Okay, let's go. Damn it! That's a heavy piece of crap. Yeah. Oh, the clouds are rolling in too. Nice. Alright. We got it. We got it moving. So we will drag this. Yeah, it should be fine. So we'll put it on the back end of the hoppers there. Or gondolas. I keep calling them hoppers and they're not hoppers. Alright. There we go. Train's struggling to stop, but that's fine. There. One switch. Good to go. I mean, technically I could kick it, but whatever. Why would I do that? What time is it? 5. Okay, so this is the perfect lighting on this. 5 o'clock lighting is not bad, especially with the clouds like this. It's very nice. Very beautiful game, honestly. That's one of the few. That's one of the things about this game. It's like it's very beautiful at times. We've got everything sorted. We'll take this train back down to the. We'll have to reorganize it just enough where we got a bunch of cars ready to go. But for now, I got the oil set up and everything, so let's go ahead and couple this in. Well, we probably should put those together as well. I actually probably should do that. Those cars are just sitting there for a while. Those cars have been sitting there, and I don't think we've got any pipes to drop off, so. This yard's very empty. We don't have a lot of stuff in here, do we? A lot of steak flats. Dear Lord. Alright, that. Bonk. Alright, we got it. Alright. Now, we're gonna unhook that. Get back in the locomotive. Reverse her down. There we go. Get these tank cars unloaded, and we'll be good. Oh, the sun's behind the clouds. Nice. I think we're getting. Yeah, it's becoming a lot more cloudy, which I assume looks to me that we might be getting rain or some type of weather soon. That's gonna be fun. Alright, we can put this on the center track so we can actually get the train into it. That should be it. 40 minutes worth of sorting. Yeah, 40 minutes. And that's not including all the stuff I had to, like, it's not a little beginning part that I always have to cut out, because when I press record, I'm not like actively like saying anything proper. So, right, let's find that switch. Oh, wow, it's very cloudy. Yeah, we probably should turn on the light or two. Get in the cab. Alright, so these are going to be shoved onto the center track. And then once they're out of the way, they will take the mogul, that's it. Not a consolidation, it's a mogul. Consolidation is the different locomotive. Alright, stop. Alright, we're good here, good job. That breaks down on you. That breaks down on you. Got it, we're good. We'll probably buy more tank cars soon. I want a tank train eventually. Tanker. What's it called? Oil cans? Yeah, oil cans. Alright, let's go. That's it. That's all the sorting done. And we need to buy a couple cars too, actually, because we need to buy some more water cars. We only have the 5. That's a beautiful sunset, I gotta admit. Even with all the clouds, it's kind of beautiful. Send him into the shed real quick. I think we need to also fill up with water by the time we get over there. Slam on the brakes, it's fine. Oh no, we have a full thing of water, good. On and switch. Okay. Gotta find my mouse cursor. There we go. We're good. Gotta make sure we're lined correctly. I probably should have done that before I started moving. Alright, here we go. Push comes to shove, we'll just drag out the snowplow. Yeah, clouds have rolled in. Very cloudy. Alright. Oh, it's got a light on the back. Yeah, we can work that. Yeah, we'll work with that. Alright. Alright, come to a stop in the shed here with a snowplow. Alright, we'll stop there. Got it. Time to reverse it to 0. Center it. Got it. Oh, nope. There you go. Centered. Where's the brake valve? Hand valve. There we go. No, brakes are off. Not gonna roll, is it? Nope, we're good. Alright. And then we close the doors. Good to go. Alright, time to get you moving, sir. Do we have the compressor off too? What the hell? I did not realize we had the compressor off. Alright, Brett, compressor back on. The tender brake is off. There we go. Come on, move. Oh, we're centered. Boo. There we go. Now we can move. Actually, we need the track clear anyway so we can service the other 2 steam locomotives, so... Your brother should get some water eventually. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we've got him hooked. Got him running around here. I'm gonna get the light on the tender. There we go. Actually, an extra, so. He's lowered down. Okay. Oh, wow. That is very beautiful. I keep looking over to the sunset like, holy crap. That's impressive. Hopefully we won't be totally in the dark by the time we get over there, but we should be good. Alright. On the switch. Should be good. Alright. Go ahead and turn on the light on the front here too. Why not? Not fully applied, but it's there. It's enough. All right, off we go. All right, let me make sure this switch is lined for us outbound. Switch fuel track. That is now for the main. The hell? Was that a flicker? What the hell? I thought something just fly past the face. Damn it! Fuck. What did you do? Oh, fuck. Damn thing just went flying on me. Okay. Swear to God, if it's starting to snow, that'd be funny. Oh, doesn't matter. Oh, shit! I'm slamming into these cars again. Oh, mouse cursor showing up on the map, on the game. Oh, that's cool. Clink. Got it. We're good. Alright, we got 4 tank cars. We should be able to pull this up the hill. There you go. Alright, brakes are off. Brakes are off. Release the brakes. And off we go. And off we go. Okay. The final run of the day. And that is with these frickin' tank cars. I got a plan. Gameplay, video, here we go. Got it. That'll work. Got a couple screenshots here if we climb the hill. Yeah, sun's setting. We're getting the last bit of the light. Hopefully we'll make it up this hill. It's a 3% hill. The locomotive's not that strong. Looks like it's fine. Okay. Now, sun's finally set. Here's the grade. You can clearly see the grade. Holy crap. My god. I need to go over to the switches and set it up for us. There they are. Yeah, we're not set for the main. Or we're set for the main here. Switch it! And then yellow will be fine for now. Back to video so we can get back to a normal view FOV thing. There we go. I'll check on my locomotive here. It's dark. At least you can see in the game. Somewhat. There it is. Here you are. Oh, he's running fine. What the hell? Boink. I thought he was going to have some trouble. No, he's fine. 4 cars of oil are fine. Cool. Yeah, we're almost done here with the video anyway. Get some cars unloaded and get some more cash and we'll be good to go. Any fuel in the fire? Yeah, we got plenty of fuel. Chuffing has always been... The chuffing's not bad, but it could be better. Slowing down here. Gotta get we're at the top of the grade here. And we're actually in the perfect position here for us to actually take the cars into the loading track, so we should be fine. Oh, wow! That flame was like bright as day there. I mean, it's a flame, but still. Kind of fun to see that. Alright, slow it down. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Alright, we're good. That's a drill track over there, but we don't have it set up correctly. I need to redo that whole thing. There you go. We're good. I need to set it up where the switches are in the other way around so we can have the drill track like set up to drop off the cars. Stop. It's getting to the point now where it's hard to see anything in the game. And thankfully I'm able to see where I'm going, but considering the time of day, maybe best to actually set up the train to park this stuff over here and we'll be done for today. Where are we dropping these off here? What track? I think I'm going to put them on the far track here. Small yard with nothing to do with it, so good. On switch. Good to go. Alright, push it in. Back it up. Alright, off we go. I think there's 12, and these carry 8. Interesting. Not much of a difference. Alright, we're clear. Alright. Did quite well with this one. So, considering the time of day, and I can't see a damn thing aside from the oil refinery, I'm going to end the video here, guys. So, like and comment down below, subscribe if you guys want more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.